Oh boy. On today's Black Entertainment News, we've got a lot to discuss. P. Diddy just resolved and settled the quickest sexual allegation case mankind has ever seen. You blink with one eye and open the other one, this nigga done resolved the case. Will Smith, is he suing Tasha K? Is he suing Blau? Who is he suing? We've got a good little movie coming out that's Black empowerment, moving to the South in Black Power. We'll discuss that. And we've got a little bit of other news to discuss that's other outside of Black entertainment news. Ladies and gentlemen, the Life Gains Lamont Tyson podcast, YouTube, and TikTok. It all starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's going on, YouTube? You're in the building, the Life Gains channel, Lamont Tyson, with one of my special guests tonight. Y'all know her as the Hammer. The Hammer done went and got that hair done. Look at the Hammer over there. How you doing, Hammer Moochie?
I'm all right.
What's going on with you? Are you ready? You ready to talk Black entertainment news tonight?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember there is a podcast that comes with my channel. Please go somewhere and download that podcast. That's what it looks like. There's also a TikTok you can go and download. That's what it looks like. And you can also leave me comments that I'll read on the air at streamelements.com/Lamont Tyson/tip. I'll start reading those out loud. If you want to holler at me about anything I've ever covered on my channel, I do mean anything. Stocks, movie news, TV news, entertainment, getting into Hollywood, real estate, whatever it is. Hit me on streamelements.com. Moochie, the hottest thing going on this week has been this saga about P. Diddy and Cassie. Moochie, the nigga got sued Wednesday, and before Friday was up, the nigga done settled for more than $30 million.
It hit the streets, and in 24 hours, it was settled. It's 48 in that time, but you know, once it hit the streets where we started talking about it, and everybody started talking about it, that's how I say it like that. Once it came in hot like that, that was it.
For those that haven't been aware of what's going on, let us give you a recapping of what happened, and then we'll talk about right, wrong, settling. Should Cassie go for criminal charges? Should she went for criminal charges from the jump? Are we happy that she got $30 million? Yes, the hell, I'm happy, but I want more. So let's give a recap of what happened with this news clip.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie. She filed a lawsuit against Diddy in New York federal court.
All right, TMZ's executive producer Charles Latibaudier joins us now with a look at the allegation. Charles, thanks for being with us. There is a lot to unpack with these allegations for sure. Why don't you walk us through the meat of what she's alleging here?
Yeah, Stephen, Tasha, this is really, as they say, bombshell allegations here, and we want to stress these are Cassie's allegations, and Diddy is denying all of this. But in the lawsuit, she does claim that there was an incident in 2018 here in LA, that they had gone out to dinner, and after dinner went back to her place. He dropped her off, but she claims that he forced his way into her home and that he forced her to have sex. So she's alleging a rape in that case. And then there's another thing, another allegation is that she says that Diddy several times at different hotels around the country would hire male prostitutes and force her to have sex with them. This is the part of the suit where she's alleging sex trafficking, because she's saying that this would happen over state lines, and that would be the reason for filing this in federal court. Those are the most serious allegations in there. There are also some allegations of just domestic violence, domestic battery, and at least one other incident where she hints, she does not call Diddy out for this specifically, but hints that he might have been involved in setting another rapper, Kid Cudi, setting his car on fire.
Wow. Yeah.
No, and it's fascinating because Kid Cudi's people responded saying that's all true, right?
Right. And I think what they were saying is that it is true that Cudi's car was blown up, and that it happened sometime after Cudi and Cassie had a brief affair.
Right. Yeah, and I guess, like, talk to us a little bit about the timeline of your relationship, because she met him when she was 19 and he was 37.
Right. Now, she is not alleging, there's nothing in the lawsuit where she's alleging that this was, statutory rape, but some people have pointed out that fact that she was, very young when they met. Look, we have to say, for Diddy's side of this, because we did speak to his attorney, and his attorney said that they're not surprised by these allegations in the lawsuit. They said that they've heard all of these for several months now, and that she was attempting to blackmail Diddy, that's their word, blackmail, for $30 million, claiming that she was going to write a tell-all book unless she got that sum. They rejected that, and they said that the lawsuit is sort of her fallback plan, because clearly she couldn't get a book deal.
Right, and the timing of the lawsuit is important because of a change in New York law. Walk us through that. It's the Survivors Act.
So the allegation of rape would not have, there's no statute of limitations on that. There are some of the allegations that might have run, where the statutes would have run, but you're right, in New York now, it's like you said, the Survivors Act, that a lot of these things, regardless of when it happened, could still be brought, that Diddy could have to face this in court. And important to also know that this is a civil suit that she has filed. This is, at this point, just about money, but if any of these things get on the radar of law enforcement, there could be investigations that are launched, and then he could potentially be facing criminal charges.
Yeah, interesting. Charles, thanks so much for joining us and shedding some light on this. We appreciate it, and we'll check out TMZ later as well. All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us is Lex the Targaryen. What's going on, sis?
How are you guys? Hey, Moochie. Looking like a beautiful mermaid. Yes.
Damn, somebody else told me that too.
It's definitely because I want to be what the people are. Yes.
So, Lex, I'm going to give it to Moochie first. So, Moochie, there are so many questions people have about this whole thing. You're going to have, of course, you're going to have people on Diddy's side, and then you're going to have the rest of America who's kind of like, where there's smoke, it certainly ain't a damn frostbite situation. There's smoke, damn it, it's fire. Okay?
Exactly.
I believe pretty much everything this girl is saying is true. Everything.
I agree.
But the question that a lot of us want to know is, why not also sue him? Why not also bring criminal charges against him? So hit him in the pocket, yes. But a person like this ass needs to be in jail. Now, the DA could go after him independently. But now that she done got her money, to really not only teach Diddy a lesson, but to also prevent this type of person from being on the street to do this to another person, why not also go after him for criminal charges? The floor is yours, Moochie.
Why not? I don't think it's over, Lamont.
Okay.
I don't think it's over. I think this is just the beginning. And a lot of his skeletons is going to come out of his closet right now.
Because if it go to trial, like criminal trial, you're talking they're going to have what's that procedure they do? Expediting, or they bring out the what is it called? Oh, I forgot. Anyway, they go through everything, and whoever's in here that's a lawyer or whatever, give me the proper term for what they do when they go through all the stuff, when they unturn, and believe me, I want everything to go unturned. I want every stone shaken. And this is personal to me because I'm in this Hollywood industry, and I done had to deal with this type of stuff. I done had to see this kind of crap when you're trying to get to the upper echelon, and Don't get me on the tangent of how American capitalism aids and abates this behavior. I'll say that for another rant. But I've seen it with my own two eyes. It's not just women that's having to deal with this. Men is dealing with it too. Where you get somewhere, you're doing okay, but you want to get to the next level. You have to go and basically kind of segregate yourself to a person like Diddy. It becomes, do I want to choose my career or do I want to choose dignity? And when you Cassie age and you young and you feel like there's no hope, you have a choice, but most people that young is going to choose their career and not their dignity. And having said that, Moochie, you got something else to say?
Where's Cassie's parents?
Oh, her mama been talking. Her mama has pictures of Cassie when she was beat by Diddy. And we haven't got a chance to see that stuff. But if this thing goes to a criminal trial, we gonna see all that shit. We gonna see all of it. And I need a message sent to not just men doing this, but women too. Because I think that because we hear the stories of how men have done this to women, you don't get to hear the stories of how women are doing this to men and women doing it to other women. Okay? There's women out there that like to get their carpets munched by the hottest new thing coming up. And they dangle in front of these girls. Honey, if you want to dance on the magic carpet, you got to eat a magic carpet.
You're going to have to eat the magic carpet, right? You're going to have to clean it, right?
And I'm telling y'all, I've seen this in 1 year in Hollywood. And it's got to stop. And a great way to start saying we're not going to tolerate this is to throw somebody like Diddy ass in jail. Hitting a man in the pocket for $30 million who's worth $2 billion, that's like a sneeze. That's like catching a cold. You know, I'll get that back in a month, something like that. But having said that, let's give the floor to Lex Targaryen, who has been in a situation where this type of behavior is prevalent. It's really not just Hollywood, y'all. It's anywhere. But in particular, our Lex is a veteran, a minority woman veteran at that. And I worked with someone who was a woman minority veteran, and she told me the horror stories of trying to make rank in the military. So Lex, give us your perspective on all this whole Diddy, Cassie, and all that stuff.
So I'm young enough that I grew up like watching Making a Band and everything. Like I remember when Danity Kane was formed and when Day 26, like you had to vote, like B5 came out when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. So this is, you feel me? I done heard a lot over the years, and you know, you never want to necessarily chat about what you don't necessarily know, but I mean, it's too many connecting sources. So it's a lot happening from, you know, the mother of his children's, from, you know, Aubrey O'Day been saying this for years. And everybody was looking at Aubrey like she was crazy. Like, that's the white one from Danity Kane with like the super long blonde hair. Because I remember they kind of, Aubrey ain't used to look like that. He kind of wanted to sex symbol up. And like, we saw how he treated it. We saw how he broke Danity Kane apart on national TV. And I feel like it was a lot behind that. But yeah, she got pictures. Kid Cudi co-signed. The man car blew up. Like, this man is joking in real life. Like, whoa, it was a lot to unpack, honestly. And it was just like, me personally, I think even with, first of all, I'm not paying nobody no amount of anything that quick. Like, it was like breaking news and settled. Like, it was extremely quick. For why? You know? So she opened the door. I feel like a lot of these girls may be under non-disclosure agreements, which people are forgetting. So I feel like it's coming because the way these girls was quick to run up and support her, I said,
I do believe that.
So this New York law that my man was talking about at the end of the video we just got finished watching, most most of these quote unquote non-disclosures become null and void because of that law. That's another thing that law helps. BVD TV poses a great question because I asked the same thing. Where were the parents when she signed the predatory 10-album deal? And I'll even go a step further. Where was anybody legal? Did she have any legal protect? Was there a lawyer or somebody around before she signed that contract? Moochie, you get the floor back.
I can answer that question. You know, when Making the Band, y'all all seen that, right? Or if you haven't, I'll keep going.
I have. Yeah.
He
was an
it's a conflict of interest. It was his lawyer. Let me look, you're gonna sign this deal, but I'm gonna get you a good lawyer. That's how the record business goes sometimes. And them two was shaking their hands behind your back. They already done made some kind of deal, and you signed it to some kind of crazy stuff. What you think, Lex?
I agree. I think a lot of things, sometimes when you're going in blind, when you just have like a dream, people will see you as green, and it's just like, you'll go for anything just because it's like, this person has a name and I know they can get me anywhere. And you're so like, but you come a dime a dozen. Talent comes a dime a dozen. Even when you're super talented, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do for it?
And then Lex, to Lex's point, it ain't even always about talent. Now, I mean, I'm sorry, Cassie wasn't the most talented of all the Flutterbugs out there.
But Cassie, Cassandra had a good album.
I did not say she was trash. Did I say she was trash? No, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. I did
not say that. However, I have seen where just good looks, appeal, and a willingness to do what somebody tells you gets you further than talent.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the bull job in the game too. So it ain't even just about the talent in these situations. It's also about what else you bring to the table other than talent. And then you start balancing, okay, she look okay. She's somewhat talented, but she's willing to do whatever the hell I tell her to do. She ranks higher than the girl that's super talented, mediocre looks, but thinks for herself, no, I ain't signing that bull job contract. 10 albums for what, nigga? And it's not even $1 million. Where they do 10 albums? That they don't even do 10 albums in Europe, nigga.
That sounds like a slave contract.
Hell,
Amazon.
Oh, you know what? So they get rid of you before your coverage kit there, Amazon. That's
man.
They notorious for doing that.
When Amazon started delivering packages around 3-4 a.m., I said, oh no, they've converted. There's some slavery going on.
So super chatters, I will get to you close to the end of this. We're going to go about an hour. So that was the setup. Now, Moochie, since all that setup has happened, Diddy done came out and said, man, fuck that. Let me try to turn the corner quick. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he offered Cassie an 8-figure deal up front. And for those of you who don't know what 8 figures is, that's $10 million plus. He offered her an 8-figure deal up front. She said, hell no. I ain't gonna take that. You beat me. This happened for years. You tried to threaten me with the sex acts I had to do with other men so that you could sit there and look at it and beat off. You tried to play me with that. You yanked me up in elevators. You blew up a dude I was talking to, car, who confirmed it. Kid Cudi ain't got no reason to lie. He confirmed it. And I'm sure Kid Cudi got receipts for the insurance he had to use to get that car fixed or get the money for it. Okay. And Diddy know good and damn well he don't want that to come out. So having said that, Diddy made the business decision that I am going to go ahead and settle this thing in 48 hours. So from there, Moochie's got some stuff she wants y'all to see. And Moochie, you get the floor back. What do you want to say in regards to what's happened in the last 48 hours since Diddy settled this case quicker than a man loses an erection after being in a room with Diddy, Cassie, and whoever he sex traffics?
Well, within the last 48 hours, we know that the case was settled.
Yep.
I believe she's getting 30 million. Somebody said 20. At first it was saying that it was a disclosed amount, like they wasn't revealing it. So that's where I was with that. So what I was thinking with this whole thing, and I did talk about it on my channel, that a lot of his a leopard don't change his spots, like I said. He has a jealous streak with him, and a lot of things contrast between J Lo and him and Cassie, from the looks, etc., etc. So I feel like with this whole thing, when she said what was said in the in the documents, in the law documents, and for the lawsuit, she was saying that he forced her to carry a pow pow in her purse. And as soon as that I read that, I heard about that, I looked at this. I thought about this back in 1999 when that happened with J Lo. That pow pow was under her seat when they all got caught. She was held for 14 hours and then they released him. And then y'all know the rest of the story. Sean was charged with the whole pow pow, and he paid off some people and things of that nature. So like I said, I'm looking at stuff that happened before, and I'm looking at stuff that's happening now. And this girl, Carisha, I feel like she really needs to cut ties with dude. I know she probably worried about this show she got on Revolt, but I feel like it's not worth it right now. And she needs to just run from, yes, the city college when they had that, all of those people getting trampled. It's other things. He's been involved with a lot of different things. That whole thing in Atlanta where BMF was included in that. I don't know if y'all remember all of that. So he's like tied to a lot of stuff. And now his past is coming back to haunt him. And I don't know who he pissed off, because he tried to sue the Ciroc people. So this might be them letting him know who's really in charge, and who really it's a a measuring contest with the Johnsons. Okay.
Wow. Lex, what do you have to say in rebuttal to what Moochie said? That was a lot.
Well, definitely not in rebuttal, just adding on,
She probably could add more than me.
Yeah, I love me some Tasha K. That's my secret guilty pleasure. And one of his ex-girlfriends, Gina Wynn, did a interview where she stated like she got pregnant, he tried to pay her off, he done stomped the kid out of her. They said this was like his girlfriend like receipts. This is the one that Carisha was arguing with that time. So online, when they was doing the back and forth, she was at the award show at the same time. Like, it was a mess. But, when the girls be fighting, the tea be spilling and the stories be connecting. So I just, agree with Moochie 100%. I felt, we talked about before, like when Misa over the summer was talking or something like that, and he was like, be safe. And I'm like, people with power can do with it. Listen.
You know what it's called, Lex? It's that money I like to call fuck you money. Like it's called fuck you money. But
50 been saying it for years too, that
and 50 ain't fooling around with Diddy. 50 dropped something where he was at a concert and he was like, now y'all see why I don't never be going to no Diddy party. Because you getting a hug from a man in the front, and then all of a sudden you're getting a hug from a man in the back that feel like he got a light pole down in his penis. And what, so 50's not fooling around with nobody like that. What 50 said, y'all, not me. This is 50 speaking. So we'll close this one out right there, y'all. Leave me all your comments. Let me know what you think. Do y'all want to see this go to a criminal situation, or are y'all comfortable with Diddy just having to pay up $30 million? I'm not comfortable with that, because I believe everything this girl is saying. Why? Of course, people who have to pay these civil penalties tell you it don't mean that we're saying we're guilty. We're just it's just the cost of doing business to get this thing over with. There's just too much evidence here. Cassie got too many receipts, And I would love to see her really represent for the rest of the women and men that go through these situations and put this punk behind jail. Put his ass in jail. Let him think about this stuff for a little bit. Because good folks who are trying to do things the right way, we get sick of this shit. Like, stop telling us in America, work hard, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you will have the opportunity to reach these heights. I don't want to hear that Hulk Hogan shit no more. We want justice. And if he really did these things, he needs to go to jail and not just pay. So we'll move on from there. Post your comments. Streamelements.com/Lamont Tyson/tip. If you want to leave me a comment there, and I'll hit you up. A shout out to B. Avery. Shout out to Zaya Latrice. Shout out to Monique 69 Ways Johnson, Prosperity B, and Miss Nisi. The next subject we got to cover, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just put this up here because this hurt my feelings. Lord have mercy. This one hurt, y'all. This right here.
Okay.
When in the 90s, when I was in my teens, I loved both of these dudes. And I'm gonna put another picture up here where it looks like someone just got finished having to lick on a penis that came out of a butthole. Can y'all tell me who's got that kind of face going on up here in this thumbnail? Who looked like they just got finished having to lick on the penis that came out of a butthole?
Oh,
I'm not gonna say no names, but you can see the face. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about this saga that's been going on with Will Smith. The latest thing to come out, Tasha K had a special guest on her show who was like Will Smith. I don't know if he was a bodyguard, handler, or what. His name was Bilal.
His assistant.
His assistant. I'm going to play the clip for you because this was handpicked by Lexa Targaryen. This was her contribution to the show. The Diddy was Moochie's contribution to this show. So we're going to play it so that you guys can get some context. Now, there's been rumors that Will Smith is suing Tasha K. Then I come out and hear that that's not true. He's suing his assistant. Because the first thing I said to myself was Tasha K can't handle no more damn lawsuits. She still ain't got done with the Cardi B thing yet. And this is coming from someone who has met Tasha K, had a one-on-one with Tasha K. I know Tasha K off the air, and she's a very cool person. But she's been in a lot of entanglements. Having said that, let's take a look at the video she did and the revelations that was dropped by Will Smith's assistant. If you got children sitting in the room listening to this show, you should already know this is a rated R show. So send them away because this is about to get pretty deep. Here we go. Credit to Tasha K. This is her video.
You and Jada got smoke with each other, don't you?
Oh, we got this. Yeah, it's that lady has verbally abused me for a number of years. But at the end of the day, that's fine. Because, see, this is what we got to understand. When you're trying to reach new heights in life, right, and you're trying to go places, because what I represent is thought leadership, right? It's where I come from in Philly, people don't have any idea how hard it is. So when people see me doing my thing with celebrities or being with Will or doing this or doing that, that's possibilities. They look at me and say, I can do it. So as I move and groove, it ain't just for me. It ain't just for my family. It's for all my Muslim brothers and sisters back in Philly, knowing that if you apply yourself, educate yourself, and you willing to fight, you can go places. Cherie caught Will in bed with Benny Medina. So who? Yeah, Benny Medina. Benny Medina is who the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is based off, and he's a big talent manager. He had J-Lo, Puffy, a bunch of other. He had Will at one point, and he's a known homosexual as well. And he presents that. So I know Benny Medina's black, but he's a very light, fair skin.
Okay, I always thought he was white.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm Muslim. I cannot say that this man is bisexual. And then I've saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
I can give you the story. I can unpack it if you
Please
like.
unpack it. I had to unpack just that because, there's been rumors. And of course, like I said, Tasha Campbell.
Good friend of mine, my sister.
Didn't even know that, Will owned her house with her husband.
Yes.
With Will and Jada allegedly trying to get Diddy and J-Lo in a foursome. Diddy gay?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't want to speculate because it could have been him fucking Jada and Will looking. Will thing. Jada thing to Will is the strap on. So I don't know how that would
Jada
go. But
allegedly pegging Will from the back.
Well,
she owned that nigga.
Yeah.
He's her
and
bitch.
it shows, and the behavior shows. But this is why I might have to come back before the month. Is this one celebrity who is so asphyxiated on Will, big star, and he's having his people call me talking about what he going fucking do to me if I can continue to do interviews.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my whole childhood just flashed before my eyes and almost made me throw up. I am a supporter of the LGBTQ community. Everybody knows that. That's been following me forever. I'm all about you do what you want to do you. I'm not about hiding it. Like, just be who you are. Like, there's enough protection now that you don't have to hide it. And we keep learning that in order to get up in Hollywood, people are having to do dastardly things to climb that ladder. Jada putting a strap on, pumping Will in the back.
Allegedly.
Dwayne Martin got caught pumping Will in the back. Allegedly.
So it was just like, he was up on his toes the way he's sounding.
There's better ways to be up on your toes than that. Hell, I'm short. I'm always standing on my fucking tiptoes. God, there ain't that much tiptoe action in the world. But Lex the Targaryen, this is your story. You get the first rounds on this. Is Bilal wrong for putting this out there? What is his motive for doing the rounds, putting this information out there? Is this beef with Jada? Is anybody getting sued over this? What do you know about this story? Floor is yours.
For the sake of there's an obnoxious horn blowing outside, you want to give me your opinion first?
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. It's so loud.
Oh, you good. You good. Well, Moochie, you go ahead and talk. You go ahead and tell us what you got to say about this, because I'm flabbergasted. Because Will and Dwayne Martin, they was like heroes of mine. And then to find out that Tasha Campbell Martin was living in a house that she thought was hers and Dwayne's, and it really was Dwayne and Will. I see why she divorced. I see why. So floor is yours, Moochie. Let us know what's going on. Then the next thing I want to know is Diddy somewhere up in the mix, dipping and dodging in Will and Jada? Let me know something.
Well, I'm going to start here. That's a rumor that's been going around for years. The whole thing with him getting caught by the wife. I mean, if you was on YouTube back in the day when YouTube was YouTube, where you wasn't like how it is now, those were the trending stories, the trending videos. People have photos and everything. Probably by now the internet has been scrubbed, especially after that came out. I know they did a deep scrubbing.
So Moochie, let me ask you this real quick. Do you think that the Augustine dude was really messing around with Will and Jada? and not just Jada? Do you think it was a whole he was part of the threesome, and then when they decided to kick him to the curb and he started squealing, they tried to? What do you think about that?
Well, the rumor. What are you talking about? With who you
August
talking?
Alsina, August Alsina, whatever his name is.
Well, you
Okay,
know
that was
that was her son's boyfriend first. That's what the
what?
rumor is.
No.
Which son?
Bobby,
No.
Jaden, you done took your no.
I think they was friends. I think they would they had to be not
Yeah,
all.
they was friends. They was friends, all right.
Oh
Who
no,
he who Jaden with?
nobody that we know of.
Lex, are you ready to take the floor?
This
Moochie
tea is
sipping her
good.
tea now.
Look,
She's
I'm
sipping
just
her
saying.
tea now.
Yeah. So this interview was a lot to digest. It was like a 2-hour interview. I watched the whole thing. That wasn't even tea. That was shots of whiskey. Like
You got that right.
That was deep.
With
And
no chaser.
he's been
With
around.
no chaser.
Yeah, he's been around for a very long time with them. You know, some of the things line up to common gossip. You know what I mean? But you know, a lot of stories are storying, and it sounds about right, especially the whole her versus J-Lo thing. You know, what was said allegedly, you know, via Tasha K, I'm just reiterating to y'all, was that, you know, the movie Low Down Dirty Shame was supposed to have J-Lo in it, you know, because she was already working with them on In Living Color as one of the fly girls, and she was acting. But apparently Jada, you know, slid up in there, did what she needed to do, and got the role. And I was just like, okay, you know, we don't know that, but, you know, we also heard from Brother Bilal that Will, you know, really snapped out when he walked in to his house and saw Jada, you know, on a couch with Mark Anthony. So,
that's how that show got stopped. Remember the show she was on?
But I remember the sex scene. My nana used to watch the show and was real upset, and everybody was talking about how real it looked, and I was just like, ooh.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, look.
Y'all forgive me.
Let me get my teacup. No,
y'all,
I'm not even going to do that.
My normal audience forgive me because you know your boy Mont don't be up on these. I don't be paying this. I'm doing this because it's black entertainment. It's part of black entertainment, and it goes on. You mean to tell me Mark Anthony, that used to be married to J-Lo, was having a fling with Jada Pinkett Smith?
While he was married to J-Lo. This is what was said by Brother Bilal.
That's been the rumor too for years.
Yeah, they said that they had a relationship on set, but Will like walked in, you know, to them, you know, this is what Brother
They saying that's why the show got canceled.
That's what Brother Bilal.
I don't know. I'm sure people in the chat could verify it.
But you also said that they had a sex scene on a show too, and
the same show, Hawthorne. I guess they was the love interest on the show, but they start, you know, messing around for real on set, and you know, it was on some. I wonder if I take you home,
would you still be baby?
You know. Suavemente, you feel me? You know.
Now he was serenading her, Mark Anthony.
You know with that
Spanish songs he probably was singing.
Senor Will is not hitting it like this, eh?
Okay, fellas, I got to get these women to the bottom of this story because they going places I don't want to go there. Okay, so this is what I want to know. Lex, is Will suing Tasha K or Bilal? Who's getting sued in this situation?
Nah, well, when Jada hopped out the car, like, we suing, you can only sue him because Tasha K is merely the media source, and that's why everything is allegedly, or he said. But he also got a book coming out, and he got like URL receipts, and even to get on Tasha, apparently he showed her some stuff, even for her to even entertain an interview. So, but I mean, he kind of going on a campaign. I saw him on somebody else's show, so you can't sue Tasha. Because it wasn't coming out of her mouth. She's just merely giving the interview.
Right.
So,
So then my next question would be to either one of y'all and the audience as well. Why is Brother Bilal going on this tirade against Will? Like what preempted this? Either one of y'all can take this question. What set this up for him to be in this position? Did he get fired? Is this a Jada revenge thing? Why
yeah.
is he going? Oh, okay.
So basically, from what he said in the interview, as the interview was closing, was when Will's book was coming out, and you kind of saw pictures from the things and everything like that. He does product placement for celebrities. That's his job. He got all these investors to call all of these things in and present the package, the marketing, so on and so forth. Everything was good. And then one day they were just like, well, actually, we don't need you. And he's like, well, what do you mean? Like, Will hired me, I flew everything in, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, well, no. So he like, what are y'all talking? I guess he called his boy like he normally do, and he wouldn't answer. Called Jada, and she wouldn't answer. I'm just like, oh. So apparently he's kind of just like, don't play with my money. And on top of that, like, you treat me like I ain't, helped you all these years and all. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to digest on both sides, but it's just like, if it's real, it's like, whoa. He was talking and he said he's trying to come back for a part 2 because it was too much. And that was 2 hours. He said he got more.
Whoa.
Wow. Any closing words you have to add to that, Moochie?
You know what I do have to add to this?
Oh,
A
boy.
lot of the stuff that he's saying has been repeated already. So my question is this: what kind of proof do he have? You know what I'm saying?
Let me
Keep
tell
in
you something,
mind that
Mooch.
show was being recorded at their house.
He said he got video.
Imagine what exactly. That's the first thing I'm gonna go
He
into the
said
his
audio and
table, and
video.
he did not want that in his house. I'm telling you.
He said he got audio, video, the phone call logs, proof. Like, he said he got it all.
He probably got real receipts of hotel stay. He was the assistant, for crying out loud. Like, when you get an assistant of that nature, you pretty much trust them to be like a nanny with your kid.
You got a
Only they
shout out
doing
in
this
Will
with your.
book.
Yup.
And a picture.
Yup. He's in the book. Because it's a video with it too. He was like, yeah, you made the book, my guy. It was something like, like you just, that's horrible.
So I hate to play the advocate of the bad guy. Okay, I hate to do it.
Will's not all innocent either. We know this. Okay.
But we've been sitting here talking about how American capitalism puts people in these precarious situations where you got to do some strange things for the change. So the question is, what has Bilal done or is willing to do or has done to get himself in this elevated position to be around all these stars? Care to chat on that, Lex?
Let him tell it, Will, but he didn't completely slam him in the interview. Like, he gave praises what praises was doing. He did say, in order to work for Will, he'll put you in a position. But he said, you got to make your own connections because you're not going to work for me forever. And with that, he has. And clearly from his Instagram, this is literally what he does. It's not like it's a clout thing. Like, he knew him well and got big bills. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess his and like really Will ain't get slammed too much. He was just really like doing Jada, kind of like how the rest of the world is. Like, I don't know what happened. Everybody kind of wanted to just Jada, and then it's just like now people are just like Jada. Like, it's crazy, but Will gonna stick beside her.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on from there. Post me all your comments and what you think about Will, Jada, Bilal. Does this stuff even matter to you? The only reason it matters to me is because people watch it. People want to hear my little innuendos and jokes. So that's why it matters to me. Other than that, I can give a damn what they're doing. Can you help me get my career up there without asking me to bend over and spit out something brown? Okay? Can you help me get my career up there without asking me to munch on carpets and shit for $1 million? Okay? Help me with my career that it doesn't indignify me. And then, I might, get up in this thing. But ladies and gentlemen, we have another special guest joining us tonight to round out the show. You all love her. She was the first one on my first Black Entertainment episode. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight she's coming up here looking like Queen Latifah got the damn magic hat on, ladies and gentlemen. It's Miss K, ladies and gentlemen, in the building.
Hey, guys.
Pull a rabbit out that hat, Miss K.
Yeah. Oh my God. You had me backstage just hollering. Oh my goodness. Just guys, I just came back from, going out with my mom. So that's why I said, let me just pop in and try to hurry up because, it's her birthday. So, normally, you know how I am. I be on here with a t-shirt on, child.
Well, happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom. You did a good job of raising and creating a valuable, wonderful human being on the planet Earth. And you know what? She rocking the hell out of one of them Michael Jackson hats. You did it. All right. So for those of you that came to this show for the gossip portion, pretty much the gossip portions is done, man. We done with all that. Now it's more of movie entertainment dealing with Black folks. And so the first thing I got to show you guys that's new and up and coming is a conscious piece. It's this thing right here on HBO, South to Black Power. And I got the trailer. Let me show you what's going on with the trailer, and then we'll talk about it to see if it's worth you guys' time. I'm glad we done with this freaking gossip, boy. My heart was pounding. I can't deal with it. Miss K, I know you don't like to do politics, and some of that was political, but it's also some of it is factual and real about the plight of African Americans.
Yeah.
So the question to you is, and I've had to think about this too with my family. I live in the South, and I'm always thinking about going somewhere where the state is more democratic and liberal for African Americans, more inviting. But then I said to myself, if I do that, I'm going to make my state lose a whole household that's fighting for the rights that we need as African Americans, fighting for the resources we need as African Americans. So, question to you is, what do you think about that documentary? Will you watch it? And do you think his message is something that should or shouldn't resonate with other African Americans going back to the South?
Wow. Going back to the South.
Back to the
It's
South.
so funny that you would say that because sometimes I think about where I am now, and I left Brooklyn because I just felt like going further down south was better for, my children and stuff like that. And I'm only in South Jersey, but it still got the, that vibe. And I, now that it's getting so busy, I'm like, should I go down south for real? And the thing that stops me the most, look at you. That's probably would be the extent of it, North Carolina, right? And the thing that stops me the most is just the history, that comes with it. Like there's still this big stain. And so I'm just not really like, the South doesn't sell for me, but I think that is powerful that someone like him would say, hey, let's go back and let's migrate down. But for me, that's not something like, I don't know. But I will say that I'm not sure if I would watch the documentary, but it looks like something very interesting. I think I would have to hear someone tell me about it before I would probably watch, but it does give me this vibe of the 1619 Project that was on Hulu, which was very, very insightful. And the one thing with that lady, real quick, when she was saying something about we have to kind of, what did she say? Something about take back or something like that, whatever she was saying. And it just was funny because the lady who did the 1619 Project, she was talking about how she didn't really appreciate the fact that her father had an American flag in front of their home. And his explanation was just so profound. It was like, we pretty much built this country. Like, I should be able to be proud of my role in building this country. And a lot of times we look at the American flag, and particularly me, I look at it with disdain. Like, this country ain't done nothing for me as far, and I can't say it because I didn't live the way they did, but you still feel the effects of what happened. I think that most Black people, you could feel you relate to it, or you could feel it from whatever, because it's just that generational thing, right? But when you really think about it, we should be proud of the American flag because we built the country. So when you hear somebody say, "Oh, let's get back to," that's interesting to me. I don't know, but that's all I got to say about that.
I'll pass it to you, Mooch. But before she goes, the 1619 Project was done by Nicole Hannah Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That's who did that. And I'm in a weird position where I live in a state where the very courthouse in my county has a fucking Confederate flag monument that's up, and they got a fence around that bitch because people have tried to take that shit down. So our county feels that Confederate monument is so important that they spent the money and the resources instead of moving it somewhere to put a fence up around the motherfucker. That's how important they feel about that. And when Miss K talks about her feelings about the American flag, I look at that as a glad tiding, because where I live at, I'm always in the face of the Confederate flag. So either way, really, when you look at it, where I live, anytime you see someone running around waving a damn flag, you look at them kind of side-eye. Like, do you really love the country that much? Or is that you trying to exude something that you know you don't really give a damn about? Mm-hmm. Having said that, floor is yours, Moochie.
I feel like, I don't, with this moving south, it depends on how far down. Atlanta is too crowded to me. That turns into a little New York. But I do like visiting there, so I'm not gonna front.
Me too.
I do have fun when I visit there. So, so as far as that, I think it's a good idea, but they're locked in with the politics now, and like, what are they saying? Are they trying to move to other states, and are we gonna break away from this party and all of that? You understand? I feel like they both lying to us at this point, and we need to form our own. But I know that's gonna be impossible.
Damn near impossible. Damn near impossible. And the reason why I say that is because behind closed doors, they won't tell you this, but they love having issues that keep us fighting against each other. They won't tell you that. And some of you might say, Lamont, well, don't be a hypocrite. We know you vote for Democrats. And if you feel that way, why do you vote either way? Why are you voting at all? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's just too much evidence to the contrary of what the right is doing that is a little worse to me than what the left is doing. And one prime example of what I'm explaining to you guys, of how they're both wrong, but at least one party is upfront about their intent. People who tend to vote Republican, they tend to tell you that their biggest reason, they won't tell you the real reason, but their good political reason is because it's for small government, less taxes. Can we all agree on that? Bullshit.
That's what
if the Republican Party was really trying to reduce taxes and make the government smaller, they would also be starving their own pockets. And they're not going to do that. There is a real deficit we have, and it makes no sense we're in $1 trillion deficit. They can't stop taxing people. At least the Democrats understand this. If we're going to tax the people, damn it, we need to spend it on something that they can use. So that's pretty much one of the biggest anchors that keeps me voting for them. They understand we're never going to stop taxing people, but if we're going to tax people, can we put as many things in place that can benefit people as possible? Republicans is still somehow got people under this mind meld where we're going to shrink the government. We're going to get to the point where we're not taxing anybody. And at the end of the day, if they was to really and truly do that, they're going to lose their job. And then they taking power from the government that they claim that they want to shrink, and they not trying to give up that power. And we see this with what's going on in Gaza. Prime example. But anyway, Lex, what do you think about what this documentary he's doing, where it's going? Will you watch it?
Probably won't watch it, honestly. This is kind of one of those things I would like to get secondhand information. I don't know. It wasn't appealing enough. I get it, but I kind of feel like it's like coercy to like move back to the South, almost like black people to black people propaganda. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, the South is where it's at, but then if that's the case, that's kind of backwards, because what about all the black people that are established in the North? You want me to go to the South just because there's more black people down there? Make it make sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I get the idea and, respect everybody's opinion, but no, I'm definitely probably not going to watch this. But I get it, do you? But I'm a Northern girl. I'm going to visit the South.
You gonna eat the South food?
I do like the outskirts of Atlanta though. I'm not gonna lie, like I love where my cousin is, but it trips me. Like I was thinking about moving down there, especially like opportunity wise and stuff like that. But it always trips me out. There's always a plantation drive.
Oh my God!
Like nobody thought to update the streets all these years later. And then when you think about it, like you kind of see how big the land is, and you could just imagine like how now houses are built within. But it's like, oh my God, I'm probably like on my whole ancestors' lands down here right now, neighbored with people. Like I don't know, it's a mental trip sometimes, like when I'm down there. Other times It's like, I love it. The weather, the people, black people, like it's nice,
Yeah. Oh God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the next story. I'll conclude by saying I'm going to watch it because, your boy Mont is just the biggest nerd you've ever seen. I'm into science. I'm into history. I'm into all that stuff. And one thing that I am trying to do so that you won't get the kind of opposition we just got from Lex saying that she's not going to watch it. And she didn't come out and say it, but it didn't look entertaining for her. So one thing that your boy is trying to do in his scripts is merge historical relevancy with good entertainment in fiction. So that when Lex sees my trailer, I'm watching that bitch. What? We got somebody that kicks the white man in the teeth, okay, and takes the power back? Oh, I'm watching his shit. So that's why I'm gonna watch it to help make my narratives a little better. Now, here's maybe something that the ladies might actually want to watch. It is about to be the Christmas season, so we're starting to pull out Black entertainment Christmas movies. BET Plus has one that's got my boy Tank in it. Let's take a look at the trailer. What is it called, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not going to watch it. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. Favorite Son, Christmas. Let's take a look at this trailer, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to watch it, and I'm anxious to hear what the ladies are going to say.
This Sunday is truly a family reunion. I want you to put your hands together for my brother Camden back with us on tour.
Our child care center is the biggest in the city. We can't close them.
Pastor, where we gonna get the money to keep the doors open?
Those child care centers are a part of your father's legacy. Find a way to figure this out.
I was thinking So Gifted reunion concert.
Well, what's good, Pastor?
We haven't sang together since.
I know, it's been a while. Us headlining the Christmas Jubilee, that could raise what we need.
I've been a little busy.
You owe me an album.
and we got a schedule to keep. I'm out of here.
That's all you do is run.
You jealous?
No. You're jealous because Dad chose me.
What are you hiding?
You found out what? No Camden, no concert, no church.
I love preaching. It's my calling.
Then show it.
We need all the help we can get. I need us to hold on until the Christmas Jubilee.
Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. There is always room for a miracle.
How about we make this a Christmas they never forget?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will kick it to Moochie first before I tell y'all my very, very probably four-word sentence of why I ain't watching. But I do love Tank. Go ahead, Moochie.
I think I want to see it just to see the singing and stuff. Just to see, I would check out if it's something that moves slow. I might, not watch it, but I want to check it out. But it seemed like they show most of the movies now in the trailer.
Okay, Lex the Targaryen, and we know how you love. You and Miss K love complex stories. So the question is, does your Christmas story got to be complex too?
I grew up watching Lifetime movies, so yeah, I'll probably watch this and enjoy it. Like, I like corny little movies. Yeah, don't judge me. I like the corny little movies like this that the Lifetime movies be hitting. They be hitting. They on all the time now. As a kid, it was like Saturday and Sunday.
Do you watch Hallmark?
Huh? Yeah, the Hallmark stories are good. They're cheesy, but they're good. But it's just like I don't know why they would choose her to be the mom, and her and Tank are definitely probably around the same age. And Soraya is mad young, and
I was thinking that too.
On her. Like, that was backwards casting. But every time I see her, I always think, you're gonna die. Like, oh my gosh. Tyler Perry movies are everything.
Does that mean you watched Army Wives too?
My mom watched it when I was a little girl. I wasn't like really old enough to watch that. I was still in either like 5th or 6th grade when that came out, and I never went back and rewatched it. But I watched The Golden Girls. Did that count?
No, I watched that too. I was like 7 years old when that came out. Miss K, will you be watching my main man Tank sing us a lullaby as he owns child care centers in this story of Favorite Son Christmas?
When you first flashed, the little poster, I was like, pass. Like, I honestly be passing on all these kind of Christmas movies. And the crazy thing is I love Christmas and I love like Christmas movies for the most part. But like, I don't know. It has to be a moment where I'm just sitting down, and then it has to be a vibe that it starts off. And then I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. But after seeing the trailer, I'm like, okay, I might have to see. First of all, I really like Soraya, whatever her name is. And then I saw Creflo Dollar. I said, let me see what Creflo Dollar got to give up. And then he was in there. And then I saw Tony Evans' son. And I said, I got to watch now, because Tony Evans' son, I know some of y'all probably don't know Tony Evans, but I love the Evans family. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to watch it. And that chick from, the other one, the sister that was, it's funny that this is called The Favorite Son, because she definitely wasn't the favorite daughter in that Tyler Perry movie. So I got to see what she's giving it up.
That's Cajun. Chopping them up.
Anthony Evans, yes, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess you can see clearly, I'm not a Hallmark guy. It's a 3 to 1 vote. 3 people gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. And here's my thing.
I'll watch it for the singing.
First of all, I don't really care for musicals. And then my other issue is I don't really watch Christmas stuff unless it's animation. So had that been He-Man and She-Ra's Christmas special, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm watching that shit. immediately. That was Garfield Christmas special. I'm watching it tomorrow. And let Tank sing Garfield. But it's none of that, so your boy ain't watching it, man.
Wow, I'm surprised. I'm shocked that you somebody that want to make a Christmas movie, child.
Yeah, I figured
don't you know? Don't you know that people who don't like certain if you are a decent storyteller, you can write anything. You're a decent storyteller.
You sure could, but that don't mean it's gonna be good.
Write one like
no shade to you. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So do y'all think that Home Alone was a Christmas movie?
Of course.
Yeah.
So did you have to be in the Christmas spirit to write Home Alone?
Probably, sure.
I don't think so.
I would.
Do you think Die Hard was a Christmas movie?
Mm-mm.
If you look at who is IMDb's most highly rated Christmas films, Die Hard is in the top 10.
I didn't really watch it, so I can't say yes or no. But I wouldn't watch Die Hard for Christmas.
Okay, well that's the kind of Christmas movie I'm gonna make.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? Yeah.
Well, that ain't okay. You're gonna have to get that type of people. Okay.
Yeah. So
that is not a Christmas movie, but all right.
Hey, look, for the longest time I said the same thing. But you come in this house and you try to tell my wife Die Hard ain't no Christmas movie. She gonna cut that hair off your pretty little head.
Don't do that, Lamont.
That's her. That every time I tell her it's not a Christmas movie, I be covering my balls up, waiting.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Wait, exactly, Moochie. I ain't trying to do that. You feel me? I'm not trying to be around here doing that. So, post your comments, y'all. Are y'all going to watch Favorite Son on BET Plus, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Christmas season and it's the Christmas spirit. So, ladies, we're to the last section of my show. It's called the Other Section. It's Black entertainment news and more. So we're to the More section. The More section leads us to something that just came out on Apple TV Plus. I have seen the first 2 episodes. It is called Godzilla, Creature of Monarchs. Let's take a look at Monarch of Legacy, excuse me. Let's take a look at this because it is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. And the first 2 episodes, you barely even saw Godzilla, and I'll tell you why.
I don't know if this will get to you. I hope so. I can't go back in time and fix all the mistakes I made. But maybe I can leave something for the future. A legacy.
The world is on fire. I decided to do something about it. Hopes, dreams, ambitions. The mission was to protect their world and ours. It's what we wanted Monarch to be. Instead of chasing monsters. If you come with me, you'll know everything, I promise.
Miss K rolling her eyes, but let me tell you something, baby.
What?
Let me tell you something. This show is right up the alley of you and Lex the Targaryen. I'm going to explain to you why. You see this po chick right here? She's in, as they say in the military, a clusterfuck because she unearths evidence. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, in the first 2 episodes, they done dropped on Apple TV Plus. You only get to see Godzilla one time and one other monster. They call these things munchies, whatever they call them. The backstory on this thing is this poor girl finds out that her dad, who's played by one of these men on the screen, I ain't going to try to give you the whole story. Her dad in America had him a little sugar thing in Japan. So he had him a whole family in America and a whole family in Japan. And as she's unearthing all this stuff that he was doing and realized that one reason he had a family in Japan is because they had discovered that they had this kind of outbreak of monsters. And so as you're going through this backstory, you're actually living in a world where people know that these monsters exist and that each country has tried to coalesce to have some kind of defense against these monsters in real time. But the problem is, nothing that they have can defeat these monsters. The only thing that can really defeat these monsters is the apex predator, which is Godzilla. And there's a monster looming that's coming that's going to be an apex even bigger than Godzilla. And they're trying to figure out various ways to, I don't want to say communicate with Godzilla, but get Godzilla to help them because their efforts to fight these monsters haven't happened. The acting is phenomenal. John Goodman is in this thing. You've seen old boy in it.
Douglas. I mean, yeah.
Yep. Him. The girl that we just saw is phenomenal. Diversity is up in this piece, and the CGI on the monsters is fantastic. And what really makes the story good, you would think something about Godzilla should be about Godzilla. It's not really even about Godzilla the first 2 episodes. It's backstory into the characters that surround the situation going on with the monsters. Having said that, Lex, I got to give it to you first. Does this sound like it's up your alley, or am I barking up the wrong tree? Roof.
Howling.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it would have to be something that's on, and I just didn't feel like changing the channel for me to, because I would put this like in the realm of like Jurassic Park, or what's the giant ape, that King Kong. Like, I've never seen any of those movies. They've never been like, oh yeah, nah, it's never really interested me. I don't know, I have very peculiar taste in the films, but I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it's not like, oh my God, turn it on. Like, no.
So you mean to tell me, y'all already know where I'm going with this. You mean to tell me
don't bring my dragons.
You can watch a TV show with dragons, but you can't watch the King of the Lizards?
No, because I mean, you're not even
look at that
as a dragon. You don't have wings.
Look at that. If one of them little sorry ass dragons was to roll up on this guy, he would eat them like they a toothpick.
And wouldn't
get fried.
We forgetting Big Dro took out a whole city by himself, not even at his full peak. Don't get me up here preaching.
He get fried.
You forgot what that Dracarys do? It's been so long. You forgot they have wings. He's still turning around.
Wings and flames. Godzilla do he have
Can
flames
I get
too,
a
right?
Dracarys in the chat?
I don't know.
But he got flames that can rain down from.
Exactly. He could go up high and stuff.
Everybody in the chat know Godzilla would beat up each and every one of them sorry ass dragons.
It's the flipperoni for me, because he gonna wanna be Team Targaryen again in just a little bit, or Team Valerian. You see how they switch up? For fossilized creatures?
Those black people? Who's they?
That's them King's Landing for you, child.
It's giving Lannister. I never.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No! This chick did not just call me. She called me Israelite.
Moochie,
your turn, Moochie. Your turn, Moochie. How dare that chick call me a Lannister?
Oh man!
Like I want to go have sex with my sister.
Flip-flopping all up in King's Landing, child.
I'll never want to have sex with a sister I don't have. King's Landing. Go ahead, Moochie. Are you going to watch this, Moochie?
I am, because I actually was I watched the last King Kong movie. Godzilla was more my brother's thing, but I watch it. And my brother-in-law, I know he's watching this probably already, because he's into all of the sci-fi stuff.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Somebody said no, he can't. That's the Zaya. Hey, Zaya.
Miss K.
Yes.
With your hat on, please tell us how you feel about Godzilla.
Much obliged. Listen, I am not very interested in Godzilla, but I love Kurt Russell and John Goodman. And while Godzilla didn't sell for me, they did. So what I will say is I would give it a try one of these days. When I'm done with my doctorate, I will give it a try. Because I just don't have time to, like, this is a movie that I'll be like, okay, I don't have time to fit it into my schedule. It's not something that I'm rushing to. But I love John Goodman. He could be a funny person, but he is really good in like serious movies. Like all I can think about is like that movie he was in with Denzel. And it was like, time is on your side. And he was possessed by that little whatever that was.
Here she goes.
Oh my gosh, I love him so much. So but even looking at the monster is just not really doing anything for me. But he does look like Vagar, I can't lie.
Thank you.
He looks like Vagar. Vagar's ugly.
That's because that's his son, his wingless son.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
So obviously, you mean to tell me Vagar is shooting out simps if he's shooting out stuff that don't give folks wings? That's what you saying? Vagar ain't about that life.
Listen, to be continued, season 2. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you have all of this right now. No more. Y'all too, Miss K, Moochie. Remember this. Vagar not like that.
Well, you
First,
the one that said
ain't Vagar female? Just wanted to point that out.
That's what. Yeah. And we gonna see what she do.
She dragon don't play them.
She just ate somebody out the sky. She ain't like that.
Don't play with her.
Like
she got mad because a baby dragon put out some baby fire. She was like, "Oh, you're not gonna play with me. You about to get."
She said something that they put for delicioso.
See what she gonna mess around. She gonna come down here and see Godzilla. She gonna catch a case. That's what she gonna do. Godzilla gonna see her and say, "Give me some of that vigorous pussy."
Oh my
goodness! Give me some of it. Yeah, get on down here. Let me give you some of this blue smoke I'll blow up in the air that go to outer space. That's what Godzilla do. Yeah, buddy. That's Godzilla. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me read these super chats so we can get up out of here.
Deal with it.
Ill Magic says, "What up? What up? Appreciate you, Ill Magic, for that $4.99."
What up?
And then HFG sends $10. What's interesting about this documentary is that I've heard more and more people that I know talking about moving to the southern states. Something to consider. Yes, come on down here to help North Carolina out. We've got some lovely places. Home prices ain't that bad. The triad is growing. My little area is growing. And the places outside of Charlotte are wonderful too. It's just the inner city Charlotte. I ain't telling nobody to go there because it done got like Atlanta almost. It's rough.
That'd be the problem.
Right. But yeah, definitely come check out the South. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. I'll be back on Monday reviewing a couple of shows. I might even go ahead and give my full review of Godzilla so that I can get these Game of Thrones people watching because they think that they little sorry dragon. You combine all these dragons in a link up like they is fucking Voltron and they can't do nothing with Godzilla. Oh Lord.
All I know.
Not Balerion the Black
Hold on, legs.
Woo.
All I know, Lamont, is that I better not see you with a freaking silver wig on your head.
I was just thinking that, yo. I was just thinking that.
Bring the tissue glasses.
Black Targaryen. I better not see the Black Targaryen.
Oh, they over there.
Bring
in
the
that
tissue
corner.
glasses out, because that's what you. First of all, let me leave y'all as
with
my
your butter
piece
knife, your
with a
stainless
book quote.
steel.
And Miss K, you could back me up on this. It is said by the Maesters that Valerian the Black Dread was so large that one wing shadow would swallow a whole city. Did the book not say that? One wing, not body, not both. One. But all right, you want little dino baby, little baby shark, do, you know, swim about the water, nibble on a couple people.
Oh, Barney.
Like
Barney.
And then she get racist. You know what I'm saying? Calling the dude Barney. Y'all, we're out of here. It's too much with these women. Because they get on their little tirades. I'm not fooling with them. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for downloading my song.
Got me choking.
Oh man, I gotta go.